Hi people. Welcome to another map video for some smart entertainment and possibly learning new stuff. Let's get started. Evolution of populations share using the internet in Africa in 2010 and 2020. I'm not surprised to see a high percentage in Gabon, Namibia, and Botswana, considering their very low population, nor the low percentage in mostly desert or forested countries, but it is good to see a big improvement in West Africa and Angola. A bit weird the situation of Kenya, that has a lower percentage than poorer countries like Cameroon and Senegal. Staying in Africa, here it shows the black continent divided into parts of roughly equal population. It is impressive to see how crowded Nigeria, parts of Cameroon, and the southern West Africa's coast are, and how sparsely populated the majority of the continent is. Moving to Europe, here are the 3 most common names for newborn babies in Germany by sex, divided by regions. Mohammed is by far the most common name for the Arabs, so it is not a surprise to see this name used a lot in cities with a high immigration rate like Berlin and Bremen. I'm actually much more surprised to see a very common Italian name like Mattia being given so much throughout the country. Also, Emilia, even though it is the name of a historical and administrative region of Italy, it is also used in the Germanic-speaking areas since at least the 19th century. Evolution of government types in Europe, Turkey and Maghreb from 1714 to present days. The most noteworthy for me are the Netherlands, that from one of the first republics in the world is nowadays a monarchy, and Montenegro, that for a while was the only ecclesiastical land in Eastern Europe. But, in general, this is such an interesting map, I would love to make an entire video about it in the future. Another map that would deserve a specific video. European states and Turkey. Don't cancel me Turkey, with indication of the percentage of their population who live in the metro area of their capital city. There would be so many historical and geographical data to unpack here, but I think the most interesting part is to see that 2 of the countries that are notoriously focused around their capital, France and Russia, have actually a more decentralized population than the United Kingdom. Shocking map of the day. Did you know that there are more Catholics by percentage of population in Lebanon and Albania than in Germany and the United Kingdom respectively? Also, it is worth noticing that the Catholic population of Ukraine and Belarus are part of the Greco-Roman Church, an ancient tentative by the Polish Commonwealth to fuse together the Catholic and Orthodox churches. Flying now to North America, don't cancel me, Canada. The red parts indicate all the counties of continental United States that are shaped as a rectangle. I guess it is not much of a surprise that there are a lot of them in the central part of the country, but still I wonder, how come Michigan and Iowa are full of those? Meanwhile, close and similar states like Wisconsin and Illinois have significantly fewer. All Great Lakes, US cities which used to have more than 100,000 people but don't anymore. Some of these cities are well known, even outside the US. Flint, Michigan, for example, was the topic of a famous documentary about how the local population was affected by toxic water. But what happened to Niagara Falls? It lost more than half of its population in 60 years. And for Hammond and Gary, it's like Chicago is moving away from Indiana. Fun map of the day. This is the Dream Country Destination based by state for 2017. None of these countries is in a civil war or something now, so I guess even after 5 years the map is still valid. No surprise for popular destinations like Brazil and the Bahamas, but I have no idea why some people want to go to such obscure places like Belize or the Cayman Islands. And don't even let me start with the ones that wish to visit the UK. Like, really? Out of every country in the world, the UK? Please don't cancel me, UK, but come on, there is a limit to everything. In red, we can see all the federal lands. It is not surprising to see an ocean of red in the western part of the country, Alaska, and over the Appalachians. But why so many federal lands in western Arkansas and southern Missouri? Focusing now over the entire world, here is a map that teaches you 3 things. 1. The usage of the Mercator projection should be discontinued, except for marine navigation, the reason it was intended for. 2. Singapore is really close to the equator. 3. Ecuador in Spanish means equator, and this is why the country is called like that. Countries with a smaller population than Tokyo. Yep, Tokyo has more people than the entire Australia or Kazakhstan. We can also appreciate the true meaning of the term balkanization. Did you know that most of the American countries, China, Japan, South Korea and the Philippines, start their week on Sunday? I had no idea. For us, and I mean Europe, South Asia, and Australia, Monday is the first day of the week and a trauma. And finally, this is a map that I created that shows the countries where there are, or border with, the 25 biggest lakes in the world. As you can see, Canada and the United States are the only 2 rich countries. What a strange record.